Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today is Monday, April 18th, 2022. I am Solid Blue Sister, and this is my turn to talk. And if you're in America, it's also tax day. So if you haven't turned in your taxes, you have until 12 midnight to get them in. Welcome, Bahram. You are number one. Joe LaRusso. You are number two, and Frankie, you're number three. Bahram's been beating you lately, Frankie. Rena, welcome. You are number four. We are going to get started here. And Brina, I have to apologize to you. I was looking at my stats the other day, and I did not realize you had become a super fan. So thank you very much. Sometimes everything is going so fast in the chat that I don't notice. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate it. Okay, so let's get started. So today, I want to talk about people who complain. Welcome, herbalists. Are complainers happy? Are they trying to prove a point? Do complainers realize at some point they're pushing people away? And I want to know what you guys think. Because for me personally, and this is just my personality, anyone who complains, I am walking the other way. I have absolutely no tolerance for it. And complainers can exhaust you. And when I had actually thought about this topic. I had this topic about 6 months ago, and I have a whole list of topics, and this one was at the top, and I was like, let me just get this show over with and do it, because I think it's important, to talk about why you have those people that just complain. And I was reading where people who complain a lot, they tend to suck the energy right out of you. And I think that's true. I think that people who complain a lot, they tend to just suck the positive energy out of the room, especially if they are chronic, complainers. And you have people that vent, who complain because they're just venting. They were stuck in traffic. Um, they had to go up to their kid's school again because their kid got in trouble again, so they're venting. They may get home from work and the house isn't clean, or their kids didn't do something, or the husband or wife didn't do something, and they're venting. And then you have the chronic ones, and no matter what, they will find something. They can go through the whole day and they will find something that they feel that they have to complain. Welcome, Ralph William podcast. So my question is, why do people do it? But then you also have the complainers who complain, but then they find a solution. So they may complain that, we need a stoplight at this corner, or we need a stop sign because children are getting out of school and cars are driving too fast. And they'll go to the city council meeting and they'll bring it up. Or, they're the complainers who actually do something, or at least who try to do something. So on that note, you guys know how I feel. I would like to know how you guys feel. So if anybody wants to come up and just tell me, if you are a complainer, or if you're not, or you're a closet one. And what I mean by a closet one is, you might get on social media and you'll complain, but you hide behind your screen name so no one knows who you are. And I think a lot of people today in society are probably the closet ones where they will they will complain, but they hide behind their screen name. Welcome, Ba. I want to read what Brina says. Exhausting is perfect. It's the perfect word to describe complainers. We all have our days, but chronic complainers are too much. They can really ruin a vibe. Brina, they can, and they can also ruin a friendship. They can ruin a relationship. Um, uh, yeah, yeah. So, Bahram, welcome.
Hey Bestie, how are you?
I am fine. I'm fine. I saw the mean face that Frankie gave you.
Oh, I never noticed. Sorry, I haven't been keeping an eye on the chat. Hi
Yeah,
Frankie,
she
hope you're well.
yeah,
Oh
she gave you
yeah,
that
yeah.
mean face because you beat her in today. But
So
so
would you say Frankie is complaining then?
yes, and the only way that she can be a constructive complainer is if next time she does something about
She
it and gets
beats
here
me.
before you.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, so what do you think
Um,
about this whole thing?
this is I would I'm the guilty party in this. I'm the complainer. But at the same time as well, to like kind of defend myself, there are complainers, and what about venters? Because like that is a way of like getting your frustrations out, venting and complaining. And I think that's why I do it. I like it's not even that I use words. I make sounds. I'll if I'm asked to do something, or if I know I've got to do something, it's like, oh, God's sake, oh. And then that annoys people. Like, it annoys my wife, it annoys my grandparents, my sister, she notices it as well. It's like every sentence starts with, oh. And it is a bad habit. But at the same time, I think there's worse habits, way worse habits. I think, it's just how you look at, the task that you have to do. I would need to work on that for sure. Um,
So
but at the
you
same
so
time, there are on you
No, I was just gonna say, do you make those sounds out of habit, or do you make those sounds knowing that it's going to irritate?
go. It used to be a habit. I remember when I was young, like in my teens, I used to like go like that before every sentence. Like, "Oh, do I have to?" And that became a habit. But I think more now, I know I'm doing it. It's just, it's still a little bit of a habit. But what I would say is like venters, coming home from work and having a vent about the day, or complaining about something that's happened. I would put that in the same category where it's like, is it constructive? Like, everyone needs to have that vent, and it's a way of getting your frustrations out. Mine's is just to start the sentence with a moan and then go ahead and do it. So I wouldn't say it's too bad. But it all depends on the person that you're living with. It can get the wife annoyed at times, and I'm sure everyone has been around people like me, and I totally get it with the energy. It drags you down. So yeah.
Well, Brina says, I had a boss that once told us, if you come to me with a complaint, you better come to me with a possible solution too. I love that, and that makes sense. But I have had friends, and two in particular, where one of them totally ruined the friendship, not just with me, but with other people. And she pretty much found herself on an island by herself because we got into the habit of, how you would see people, you say, hey, what's up? Or how are you? She would actually tell you, and she would tell you, and it would be this long litany of, this isn't going well. Oh, I hate this. And we're sitting there literally just like, oh, would she please just shut up? And it got to the point where, every time she wanted to go somewhere, at least for me, and then I guess with some other people too, it was like, oh, I'm busy, or, you don't answer the phone as much. And, after a while, you just cut that person off. And then I had someone else who complained so much that, you know, it turned into arguments until finally you have to just put that person on timeout. Because to me, complaining, if you're a chronic complainer, I don't even think they realize it, or maybe they do, of how exhausting it is, and how, you could. be in a situation with a group of people and you're having a lot of fun, but that one person, you they can just put a damper on everything because you complain. So my next question is, what do you do if you have family members that consistently complain over and over and over? Um, what do you do?
I was trying to think there. Like, I would say it's not complaining, but it's more like a negative energy, or I'll just say it. My grandma, whenever we go up to visit, because she lives in a small town, and I don't know if it's an age thing, but or a small town thing, but Manani, it's like all doom and gloom all the time. Like, oh, did you see this Putin in Ukraine, and then, oh, this person died. Like someone that she knew, maybe a friend. It's all doom and gloom. Like someone died or someone got. It's like, and it does drain you. And I kind of feel, you know, especially with my wife being from California, and just her outlook on life. And then when she met my nanny, who she loves dearly, but it's like you notice it, I think, a lot more when you move away. You have a better outlook on life, and then you go back to that small town mentality, and you hear doom and gloom all the time. So I don't know if that's the same kind of thing. I know it's not complaining, but it's like with family members, if that's what they're doing all the time is negative energy, then you've just got to distance yourself from them. And that's why I'm also guilty of it as well. So I don't blame anyone for probably. I'm not that bad, but I totally get where if it's dragging you down, then you've just got to say, look, I'm not going to spend so much time around you because I'm trying to be positive and have a better outlook on life.
Okay, so what about those people who, let's say you're at work and you have to work in a group for certain things, and you always have that one person nobody wants to work with. No one wants to be a team member with that person because it's not that they can't do the job. They do the job. They do the job very well, but they complain consistently.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
it affects the group. It affects how the outcome of whatever you were supposed to be working on, where you could have had a project that could have been like fantastic to it's just good, because
yeah,
everyone is just, oh, okay, here she comes again, or here he comes. Okay, so they're just doing it, hurry up and do their part, and then just, leave.
yeah. We my last job, I recently started a new job about a month ago, maybe 5 6 weeks ago, and the job that I had previously to that, there was this guy there who was so hard to get on with. Everyone in the workshop pussyfooted around him. He was, one of these guys that he he was pretty important. Like he was one of the main fabricators. He could build big plant rooms and things, and all the welders and the pipe fitters, and they would have to work around him. And whenever you went over to ask if he needed a hand, he was like, "No, I don't need anyone's hand. I can do this all by myself. You'll just slow me down." And then you'll complain, and you'll go into the office, and you'll moan about the drawings, and it became to the point where people were just not scared to go near him, but just didn't want to bother with him, and it would slow the job down. And that's where I felt the management would needed to take him into the office and tell him that his negative energy and the way he is holding up the job. And they were even the same. They pussyfooted around him as well, and they just let him be. So, I totally get that in the workplace. It's a horrible thing when there is someone like that. But unfortunately, unless you're willing to step up and have these words, then these people just ruin it for everyone.
Well, let me read some of the comments. Then I have another question about the workplace. GP Man says, "Yeah, I don't date women who are Dallas Cowboy fans. Too many problems." And Power Girl says, "Complainers can drain you." And David Hasselhoff says, or Daddy, I'm sorry, Hasselhoff says, "It's toxic." So, do you guys think that if someone does their job, I mean, they're really good at their job, but they're chronic complainers every single day, and management knows that this person is just ruining the whole atmosphere. Like as soon as this person walks into the room, all the energy and air is just sucked out, and where everyone was laughing and joking, now this person walks in and everybody has a sour face. Do you think that people like that is a reason to fire someone? Even though they're doing their job really well, they never miss a day of work. Sometimes they may come early, sometimes they may stay late. I mean, they are the person that you would want to hire, but they complain so much where it's affecting everyone else. And I'm going to take that further. Not just at the regular workplace. What if it's on a football, basketball team, soccer team, whatever, that's your star player is just he is winning you all championships year after year after year, but it's getting to the point where he complains so much or she complains so much that she may be the star, but she complains so much that it's starting to affect the way everyone else is playing. Do you kick that person off the team or do you fire them if you're in the workplace? Okay,
That's a
GP.
harder one. Oh, sorry.
Okay,
On you go.
okay. No, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. GP says it depends on the job. Um,
Yeah.
but why? Why should it depend on the job? I mean, if you're
Uh,
bringing down everyone else, I mean, everyone else's job is starting to go down because of this one person. So,
I would say it's mainly because of the process in firing someone. In my industry, for sure, you have to do like a verbal warning, then written warning, and then But I'm all for taking these people in and talking to them and saying, look, your job's on the line. If you don't fix your attitude, you're bringing the whole workforce down. So yeah, I don't. I'm not saying that they should get privileges or anything like that, but not just like sack on the spot. Don't you can't. I wouldn't say you could just fire them, but certainly let them know that their job isn't safe if they don't, um, unless they buck up their ideas.
okay, but by going back to something that you said that, this person where you used to work, that management knew that people did not like his attitude and they would pussyfoot around him too. So if you're
Mhm.
pussyfooting around me and you're never coming out and telling me what the issue is, can you just fire me? Or, I mean, when you say you just can't fire them, but if you're not going to be the manager or the supervisor who can come out and tell them, then everyone else is kind of stuck with this person.
Yeah, I mean, when you're on a project, I'm just thinking about my line of work, but then even in the sports world, if there's a player that's not behaving well or dissent and talking back to the manager and things, they can be dropped no matter how good they are, no matter if it's the best player in the world, you've seen them being dropped because of the way they've behaved off the pitch, even. So nobody is safe. But I would just say, obviously, there's channels to go through. Um, that's the only critique I would have is that obviously you can't just fire them on the spot without prior warning. Um, yeah,
So do you think if it's someone in the sports world, who is like at the top of their game and they're the number one person, and like I said, they're winning every year, they're winning all these trophies for the team. If it weren't for them, they probably wouldn't win. But they have a nasty attitude and they complain all the time. Do you think that management would probably not want to get rid of them because
yeah,
of the fan backlash? And again, is that worth sacrificing the morale of the rest of your team?
yeah. That definitely happens. I can't think. I'm trying to think of a time where it has because I know there's one in recent times, but um, I'm trying to think who it is. Obviously, I'm a big. You guys call it soccer. I'm football, but there was a really good player recently that um, was misbehaving, and the manager still let him play, and a lot of the other players weren't happy about it because obviously the manager wants success, and when there's success, it looks good on the manager. So they do definitely receive privileges because if they're that good, then with the money involved in sport, the manager sometimes turns a blind eye. And if you read some of these ex-managers' biographies, they'll tell you that you have to manage each man individually. You can't treat everyone the same, even though they say that during their career. They'll say everyone gets treated the same, but then after they retire, possibly they'll come out and write a book and they'll say you would have to be stupid to say that everyone is treated the same, because you have some people that are weaker minded than others, or some people that need a bit more love and an arm around the shoulder, and some need tough love. It's a skill in itself. That's why some of the best managers in the world are worth all their the big wages that they're on. I wouldn't say they're worth that, but there's not just an all a wage that fits all. It's kind of how good you are depends on no, what wage you get depends on how good you are.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to family and Bob. I mean, I don't mean to put everything on you, but you're the only one that's taking the mic right now. But let's go back to family. Um, and GP Man is on his way. So okay, so let's go back to family. GP Man, can you turn your mic on and off, because I don't see you on the panel. I see you're here, but there we go. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's go back to family. So you have that one person in the family who, not saying that anyone does, but sometimes you do. You have that one person in the family who just complains. I mean, every Thanksgiving, Christmas, people dread coming over to your house because of either your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your kid, whatever. They complain. Do you think that someone in your immediate family should be allowed to to continue with this behavior year after year after year? And welcome, Jester. Um, what do you think? And that can be for GP Man or for Ba.
On you go, JP.
When it comes to the family, I don't really come from a big family. I don't have somebody like that. I do have one female cousin. She's the one that really kind of everybody kind of avoids her because she's always angry at the world, angry at everybody. Has this mindset that she's really entitled, if that makes sense. She feels really entitled to everything, and of course, the world doesn't work that way. The world doesn't revolve around one person. But yeah, I would say she's definitely the one that everybody avoids, just because hey, maybe it didn't work out with that guy, it didn't work out with the other guy. Life happens. But yeah, I mean, I can only speak for that on the aspect of family, but in the work, every work environment I've worked in, yeah, I mean, there's always somebody that everyone avoids just to, make their day better. Just like, hey, man, I'm having a good day. I don't want you to mess it up in some way. So yeah, I just can't on the family aspect, not too much, but definitely in the work in corporate America and in the military, there's always I've met plenty of people that you have to avoid. That's just their nature. That's just the way they are. You just got to
Well,
deal with it.
let me ask this. So, in the military, and I'm not familiar with that. In the military, if you have someone who's just complaining, are they pulled to the side and then they're spoken to? But if they keep doing it over and over and over, I mean, do they get like assigned someplace else, or could it get so bad where they can actually get booted out?
Depends on their rank. Some of the most complainers are the highest ranks, your officers, and if you don't outrank them, you can't really tell them anything, if that makes sense. So if it's a captain or it's a lieutenant colonel, that's doing all the chewing out and complaining and yelling at everybody, the whole company or the whole battalion, yeah, I mean, you just have to take it because if they outrank you, you got nothing. You just have to avoid them. You know where their office is, where their duty, where they are. Just avoid them at all costs because you just can't make those people happy. But
Well,
they won't
that
get.
kind of
They won't get. Yeah.
no, I was just going to say that kind of sucks. you know, just because I'm a private and and I'm not talking that they're complaining because, you didn't do your job right, or, you didn't make up your bed the right way or whatever. But I'm just saying that these are the people who, even on the outside world, nothing can make them happy. They're just, it just seems like they're just miserable people.
Right, right. Yeah, you get those, but this is very minimal among the enlisted. I was enlisted, and I only got to E5 sergeant, and that's pretty much like in the middle. But I mean, especially because not too many people want to join the military, so you kind of have to make things work out. Those that go in, but I mean, we had a bunch of hothead guys that they were just hard to get along with. But it wasn't until we went overseas, and actually in the war zone that that attitude, that aggression that they have, actually it came in handy, helped us out. So we just make it work, if that makes sense. It's just got to deal with it because it's only a limited of people that are willing to join and do the soldier thing. So, but yeah, when it comes to higher ranking ones, you just have to take it because I mean, there's nothing you can do, you can say. But I guess yeah, I mean, the military is a little bit different because you can't really get fired from the military, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And I want to go back to the military for a moment, but I'm going to read what Brina says. She says, same here. There are people I know I have to avoid because I know they will ruin my day. And those are the people that I'm talking about. And then Scooter says, whoa, E7 and above are the biggest things whiners, or the biggest whiners. So in the military, law enforcement, and this is a question that I have. Military law enforcement, and say if you were a firefighter, do you have to take like a psychological test before you are officially on the books? Like, is there a psych a mental test or something you have to take?
There is an evaluation. The only difference between law enforcement, because that's on the civilian side, and of course, whether you're a fireman, you can get fired for being in the military. It's a huge process to
No,
get
no,
that
I'm
way.
talking about before you even are hired, or you're accepted into any type of a military job or firefighter or whatever. Do you have to take a mental test where people would where they would be able to detect that this person is a chronic come, they just complain over and over and over? Is there something
Not
that
There is a psychological evaluation before you go in your entry process, but it's nothing like. It's more like, hey, have you ever thought about hurting yourself? Have you ever thought about hurting others? Do you have a problem with orders? Things like that. Nothing too much into the persona. As far as, are you a huge complainer? Do you whine a lot? Things like, are you a punk? Are you a sissy? It doesn't really specify on that. It's just more on the, can you get the job done? Are you mentally stable to get the job done? It's more on that aspect, not really much on the persona.
Okay. All right. Now, Doom says for law enforcement, yes, in most places. So you're saying that if people just cannot get along and they always just find something wrong with something every day, they're going to come to work and they're just not happy. Jester, are you saying that that would be part of your mental evaluation, or the evaluation is more of like what GP Man is talking about? And I know you're probably in your car. See, I've had two psychological evaluations for pre-hire law enforcement, but they are easy to pass. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, because again, going back to the military, law enforcement, or any first responder, those are stressful jobs. And I'm just wondering that if you have somebody around you, ranked or not, that complains consistently, even if you're, a higher rank, the people, below you, I mean, that can affect the way that their job, next time they have to, go out and do something important, or I'm not saying that the job's not important any other time, but there's a riot or something or whatever, and your boss is just, you just left him, he just got finished yelling and screaming for no reason at all, because the fact that he's just a jerk, and you're supposed to go out and do your job. I mean, is there anybody that you can go to without stepping on somebody's toes, so to speak, in either law enforcement, the military?
In a way, the way I just dealt with it, because when I went in the military, my idea was, hey, we're at war. I'm gonna go in, do one contract, do one term, which is 8 years. That's just your initial for enlisted, and I'm gonna get out. I'm not gonna make a career out of it. But normally you get rotated 2 to 3 years from every duty station. So let's say you're having a bad command, or let's say the person you fall under your major or your captain, company commander, gives y'all a hard time. Hey, he's been here a year or two. It's only a matter of time before he gets removed and it gets recycled. So he gets to another base or another command, or you get moved around. So you just have to stay positive. In a way, you just don't take it personal. But it really sucks when you are overseas. But there's nobody you can really complain to. You just have to deal with it, if that makes sense.
No, I mean, no, it does, because, as a civilian and you go to work every day, you can go to your manager, if your manager is the one that's being the jerk, you can go to senior management or the director, or HR, whatever. But I'm just thinking, if you're supposed to be my partner and we're stuck in a squad car all day long, or you're my partner and we're going from place A to B to C, and you're complaining consistently, I I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
There is one loophole. I never used it. I think it's more like something really like, okay, my captain or my master sergeant, he's not just an asshole, but he's really pushing it. Then you could go to the chaplain. As far as I know, every company I've ever been with, they have a chaplain, and you can go talk to the chaplain, and you can pretty much present your case to him. Hey, I just feel really uncomfortable around this master sergeant or this captain, and I'm having severe mental breakdowns. I don't know, anxiety, what have you. And maybe the chaplain can take a turn. Most chaplains, oh man, I think I've only seen like second lieutenant. I mean, of course, they're an officer, but I think I've only seen a first lieutenant and up. So most of them are captains. And the chaplain, I mean, there's nobody that really goes over the chaplain. So I think that's the only loophole I can find if it's a high ranking officer or enlisted non commissioned officer.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit. So we've talked about the workplace. We've talked about law enforcement and military. I want to go back to relationships. You're in a relationship with someone. You are not married yet. Okay, you're not married. You just started dating this person, and this person is a chronic complainer. With the exception, with the exception of that, everything else you like about him, even though it's going to be kind of hard, but you like them. Up under the complaining part, you do like them. Do you stay in the relationship or do you leave? Because you know that if you stay, more than likely, if you were to marry this person or long term, it is going to be like, this is the person who you are marrying. So, Bach, I'm gonna put you on the spot for this one.
Well, it depends how much you like them and how much they complain. So, again, obviously, you can multiply how they are in the first few months of a relationship by like probably 100 by the time you're married, and maybe even like in your later years, it's only going to get worse probably. So it's like a red flag to some people. But again, it's up to each individual if they see past it, or if they. I mean, for me, if it was that bad in the start, then obviously it would be dragging me down, and obviously I'd probably end the relationship.
So, what if you marry this person, and then you notice that over time, and you guys haven't been married that long, that this person complains to the point where you can either be quiet, suck it up, or if you say something, it turns into an argument. So, do you stay married to this person? Do you go to counseling? Do you try to make it work? I mean, you do love this person, but the complaining, I mean, you just can't get past that. It's, like I said, it sucks all the energy out of the room.
Yeah, you would have to. I mean, we're getting into the whole marriage thing, and my views on that is like you work at it until one of you or both of you agree that there's no more working at it. So, um, Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I know I put you on the spot, Bob.
That's
So GP, so you want to take a stab at that one?
Well, I can't really say much on the marriage part because I've never been married. But long term relationships, I can say because I've had several. And man, I'm just gonna be frank. Good sex can make a bad relationship last long. So I'm guilty as charged on that one because I've dated some really wild, man, give me a headache women that just the sex was so amazing and so good, and that was like the main thing that kept the ship from sinking of that relationship. But yeah, it just depends. Just depends on what else she can offer or he can offer. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you can't stay in bed 24/7. I mean, so there has to be. I mean, I mean, you could stay in bed 24/7, but realistically, you can't. So there has to be something else that aside from sex that's going to make the relationship work because sooner or later you're going to crash and burn.
right, and that's what I mean. Pretty much, that's the only downfall. Like, hey, once that's done, it's kind of like you just take it until it's time for the next round. But I mean, you just got to stay busy. But for the most part, it's not going to work out because eventually, if you're looking for something serious, you want something meaningful. Eventually, your beauty, everybody gets old, everything fades away. At the end of the day, it's just persona and who you are that's going to be left over. That's the main thing you want to look for. Somebody that you can definitely bond with and have some meaningful conversation. Because if it's all about sex, then it ain't gonna last long, and that's been the case. It's just there's got to be more than sex. But yeah, the complaining thing. I mean, from what I've seen, some of my female cousins, that's one of the main reasons why. Hey, that's why you're single. You got to be comfortable to be around with. You have to be pleasant to be around with. You can't just be nagging and complaining. You just met the guy. You already made him want to never see you again. You gotta be comfortable around people. You can't bring that negative lifestyle to them. I mean, hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Chill Will, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. How are you?
Good. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. A wonderful Easter. That is.
Resurrection Day.
Resurrection Day. I apologize.
So, well, I mean, that's what we were, that's what Easter is. It's Resurrection Day. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So, chill. What do you think? I mean, if you were dating someone and you ended up marrying them, I mean, do you stay with a chronic complainer? I mean, GP Man says that, sex makes it better, but like I said, you can't stay in bed all day long. We've also talked a little
Look
bit
at that
about the
ass all day
military.
long. You can look at that ass all day.
So, um, we were talking about the military. I know that you are a military person and people who are in the
Yeah.
military, and GP said that for the most part, if you are, lower rank, you pretty much have to just take it. So what do you think
Take
that,
what? Get the complaining?
yeah, that,
Uh
that,
yeah. Complaining about what? The people I don't know. Complaining just in general is always one of my pet peeves.
no,
They
no,
have
no,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Yeah. I mean, that it's always. I don't care if it's a relationship or just a friendship, right? Like, it's always got that coffee room. They have like what do they have like little what you call it like trainings on the coffee room complainer. Who's been to that training that you kind of like the business training, the office pessimist. Don't get
Hmm.
caught up into their conversations because they're just by humbug, and so you never really want to be that person, let alone be caught up in those conversations because you kind of enable the complainers. Like I'm the worst. They call me a contrarian sometimes, and I promise you I'm not. But when I sniff out bullshit, I'm gonna say it. Like if you just complain and complain, and sometimes I'll listen, but then other times I'll be like, you know what, I ain't got no time for this shit. And if it's a relationship, boy oh boy, that's probably one of the reasons I don't fall for Jedi mind chicks, and I don't listen to your bullshit. This is probably one of the reasons why I'm single today, because I don't want to hear your bullshit. Like, don't bullshit. Don't come around. You can bullshit all these people out here. Just don't bullshit me. That's all I ask. And if I'm about to come insensitive while you start complaining about shit you can't control. Like, if you can control your brother is a douche. He doesn't, he always yells at you for no reason. Well, just don't stop talking to him. Or that's just simple for me. Like, you don't want to because my brother and I love him. Yeah, you understand him, but then you just got to stop being around him so much, or you got to tell him that. Well, I want to tell him that because he has emotional issues. If I speak back, well, shit, what's the answer then? What's the damn answer then? I don't know what's the answer. Shit, why are you even talking to me about it? Like, I need to give you an answer. Am I supposed to just listen, or I just supposed to not say nothing? But I feel like if you can control the situation, I don't want to hear about it. But everybody complains. It's the American way. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
really
but you
is.
have but you have levels. You have the people who before you came on, I said you have the people who complain, but then they want to find a solution. You have the people that just vent, like I was
Yeah.
in a lot of traffic today. Oh my God, I can't believe that this bus or these, whatever, these kids were taking forever crossing the street, a lady and her dog or whatever. That is venting. But I'm talking about the chronic complainers that every single day, every time you are around them, they have absolutely nothing in life. It's just like, are you really this miserable? I mean,
Oh, I was just,
are
well,
you?
ask they ask that. I ask a person that shit. I don't give a damn who you is. Like, I like, you have to, like, I'll say, this is your task for the day. I want you to find something that makes you happy. That's what I want you to do today. I want you to something make you smile. I bet you I gotta make you smile. 3, 2, 1, smile, and they'll smile or something like that. Like, I gotta listen. I don't want you to. I don't want to. I don't want to be around you and you to bear bad news. If you tell me something bad, tell me something good to go along with the bad. And that's just a way of me trying to teach them, like, shit. You might be miserable. You might need some fucking counseling. Realize, you know what I'm saying, in so many words to tell them that shit. You got something going on in you, and they may know it, and so you can't help that. But
But do you think
I
that
ain't about to
chronic
listen to your shit.
complainers?
You ain't about to bring him into me.
But do you think chronic
Go ahead.
complainers know that they're sucking the energy out of the room? Do you think that they know?
Uh, After you speak to me, I will, because I'm not gonna take that shit for so long, especially in like the meet them that one person in the meetings. Oh, business meeting before, the or the after time where they can go ham. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Before the meeting, oh, we
Hmm.
gotta have this meeting. Oh my God, this meeting once again. I'm like, listen, like, you complaining about a fucking meeting. You at work and we about to do nothing. We about to spend an hour and a half of our time. Not, you complain about work, but then you get in the meetings, you complain about the meetings. You don't want to do your job. You complain about the job. You don't like your job. But then we in the meeting about fixing the job. You complain about the meeting about fixing the job or the survey meeting. So what? So I asked them. You just got to ask them. So what's your solution? Sometimes you just got to ask, what's your solution? So how do you propose? How do you fix it? And I'll ask people that all the time. Like, I mean, because I'll complain about some shit, but I hate to be a person that comes with problems and no solutions. And that being in the business forum taught me that too. Like, you know what? You're always the person that got the problems. You always figure out how to not do some shit. How about you figure out how to do some shit? And you know what I'm saying? So like that's people. I had to say that to it, and then we was like, I don't know, it was like, I don't know. I'm a veteran too, so it was like in a veterans coordinating meeting for a government facility or something like that. I'm like, let's figure out how to do some shit. You always figure you know how to figure out how not to do some shit, but what are we supposed to do? Since you don't like shit, let's figure out what do you suggest, and is
But
it
usually,
plausible?
when you when you turn it back to them, they don't have anything to
They ain't
say
got
because
they
usually
ain't
they
got shit to
they don't have anything
exactly.
to say.
Exactly, and that tells them that puts them without saying you need some fucking help or you need to shut the hell up. That gives them that leeway to say, I probably just shut the hell up since I ain't got nothing nice to say. They'll still be mad. They'll still probably be pessimistic, but at least it'll be the beginning of them knowing that that they don't have legitimacy. Like, if you don't want to be here, just leave. You don't got to do this job. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Oleye. I know I probably didn't pronounce your name correctly.
Well, let's ask her name. How about this? Let's ask her name. Solid.
I am, but would you like to come on? Would you like to say something?
Monasola. That's probably a better name, right?
Okay. All right. So Ziller's here. Welcome, Ziller. Would you like to add to the chronic complainers conversation, or?
I just like to say, I asked that title that you put up. I asked that question every damn day. Good topic.
What? Oh, good topic on the topic. Okay. So Ziller popped in and popped out. All right. So, but the people that complain, okay, because I've had people in my life that complain, and when I call them out on it, I'm the villain. I'm the one who should be more understanding. I'm the one who is being rude. I'm the one of, you're just so brash, or you should really watch your tone, or you really should learn how to talk to people. I'm the villain. When you've listened to this, you've listened to this person complain in and out. And then when you say things like, I'm not even going to say things that I've said, whatever, but they flip it. They flip the switch where you become the villain. So, Bob, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Can I? This is something that I've obviously been from the UK. It wasn't a big thing here, but I did hear little bits and pieces, and I actually haven't. I don't actually still understand what side of the political spectrum this word was addressing, but the whole Karen thing, that was a couple of years ago, and I heard little bits and pieces, so I don't actually know, was it the left calling the right Karens or the right calling the left, but that's something that I actually thought about by myself, where I kind of think there is some merit in complaining in today's world. I think when it comes to going to a restaurant or leaving reviews, that kind of complaining, I think that's a good thing. Obviously not all the time, but if it merits a complaint, then do it, because then obviously people will up their standards. So I don't know if I'm taking the conversation in a different way. I'm just hoping that some of you guys would explain that to me.
No, you have a very good point. If you're but I don't know in Scotland if they have Yelp, but we have something called Yelp here, and you can go into a store, restaurant, wherever, whoever has a business, and you can leave a review. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Some business owners have gone to have certain comments taken down because they think that is unfair. I use Yelp a lot when I'm going to certain places, whatever. But yeah, I think for that, yes. But the whole Karen thing, okay, it depends upon how you look at it. I don't think it's necessarily a political thing. It's more like you have a certain person who, no matter what, they will find something to complain about. And it's usually when that Karen is complaining, it's usually about a person. You usually see a white woman complaining about someone black doing something, but there are black Karens. But in the African American, for us, Karens have transitioned. They, back, on the plantation, they were Miss Ann. And then in the 50s and 60s, they turned into Becky. And now they're Karens who, they're going to call out, they're going to call you because you're walking your dog, you're selling water. And it usually starts with, when they call to complain, they'll say, this black man, this black woman. and it's usually over something stupid. This person, this black man is trying to get into my apartment building. He won't show me his key, saying that, that they fear for their life after the man walks in and he's getting on the elevator and you're following that person who you're supposed to be terrified of. You are following them. So that's where the word Karen came from. It went from a Miss Ann to a Becky and Karen, and who knows, in 20 years it may be something else.
I mean, yeah, it can
Okay.
be kind of racial, like it typically is, but
Yeah,
like
all
you can
right.
have definitely a white folks call it the white folks Karens. So any kind of like useless complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're barbecuing in the undesignated area. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things. I don't even know if it was just black. It was just those people over there barbecuing and it's four in the afternoon and it's designated from, I don't know, it's only picnicking from 3 to 5 or something. It's like it's
Well,
stuff like that.
I'm not,
I think it's
I'm
so
not
annoying.
even going to get into the picnic word, because that's something that we usually don't say. But
Oh,
yeah.
well, I'm just saying in general that would be the kind of like the minute complaining we're speaking about. Like just, oh, they're playing their music, and it's 11:30, and the music ordinance is at 12. You can only start at 12. Let's go ahead and call the police on them, and they're bothering me. Oh, they're trying to attack me. Oh, now they're looking at me crazily. I think he's coming over. He stepped one step over my way, and he's all the way across the street. He's about to kill me. Stuff like that. That's yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Leia, I muted you just because of the background noise. So, would you like to say something?
So sorry. I just want to talk about people complaining. It used to be annoying when you were saying this, that, up and down. You hearing it, you have headache. You'll be like, he's a complaining. Why can't you just take a step? Like it's annoying seeing people saying things over and over again. Like I don't like it. It's better to just take a step instead of complaining, talking over it all the time. It will not change anything. It will not change anything. And it's annoying when I'm around it. It makes me have a headache. So it's very okay if you can just do something or you just make it silent and let it go. Than you coming over again, over one thing. Man, people around you so will even complain that instead of you doing this thing, why can't you just keep quiet? Even though you cannot, you better not to talk than ranting. It's just as ranting, and it's not just good in the environment. It makes you not to have a focus. Complaining too much makes someone not to have a focus. You lose focus. Instead of complaining, you take a step, do something, and let that thing just get off from it, and let it go. It will never solve. Complaining will never solve anything, right? It won't solve anything. But take a step. And when you're in the environment that people complain too much, you will not move forward. You will not do the thing that you need to do. You will just be in a place. You just stay in that thing repeatedly doing the same thing. It will not have matter. If you're in the environment, it gets you annoyed, it makes you angry, it makes you be as if you're in the wrong environment. Most especially, we black people, we complain. So sorry about that. We black people, we complain a lot. And it's in our gene though. We complain a lot and it doesn't help matters, right? It doesn't help situation. It just take a step. It just take a step of doing something. You just take the step, do that thing, and let that complaint get off you. Do you understand? I know we black people in the white environment, in the environment, when see them complaining, when I see us complaining, say that, man, what are they saying? Is it not better to do something than you just say something over and over again and again and again and again and again? A man, where you're married to a man and the woman is complaining all the time, the man will just get tired and just leave the house. Man, woman, I'm tired. I can't
Yes,
listen to all
yes.
these things. can't listen to all these things all the time. I have more on my head to think of than I come home. You complain about I don't have food. You have to you have to give me this. You have to provide for this. You have to provide for that. Can you just say
No, okay,
one
okay.
at a time?
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Calm down. All
Can
right.
you
So
just say
chill.
one? You understand? We women at times, I think, is in our gene, and men need to understand as well. They don't need to just see us as if we don't have anything to give in. Do you understand? But we need to understand the environment. That complaining will never help a situation. Rather, it will make things worse. It will not make you to step up to do something better. But instead, just come up from your complaint and do something. That thing that you are complaining about, can you sit down and look about it? Just check into it and see and look for situation, look for something that will solve the complaint instead of you
Oh,
dipping into the complaint and causing headache, causing problem.
So
Do
you
you
so
okay.
you
understand?
must be married.
So
You must be married
so
or
Well,
have a boyfriend. Are you married or have a
yeah,
boyfriend? Like you
yeah,
must
yeah.
see, yeah, so
Hey,
but
married.
yeah, I got yep. Sound like a good wife to me.
Well,
all
it's
Sound
right.
like a good wife. You sound like a good wife to me.
Okay.
oh.
So I am. Oh, and can you tell me how do you pronounce your name? What is the correct pronunciation of
I'm
your
so
name?
sorry, okay. It's Olaleye Monisola.
Olalaye. Monisha.
Yeah, yeah,
Olalaye. Okay, Olalaye. Okay.
Well, you got
All
a
right.
nickname,
Well, I am at.
Olalaye?
yeah.
What's your nickname? So we can make it easy on us.
Okay, just call me Monique.
Monique.
Monique. Okay,
Yeah,
Monique.
Okay.
and that's the
Okay,
short
Monique
of
will
my
work.
short of Monisola. Monique.
Olalaye, Monique. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, Monique, I am actually going to go to Ba and ask him to respond to what you said. So, Ba, you have
Okay.
a response for Monique, and Monique, I'm going to put you on mute for a moment. So, you have a response?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Did you
you
say?
do.
No, just I echo what Will said. Sounds like a good wife, and she's got her husband well behaved, and yeah, it was good. It's good to hear a new voice on the show.
Okay. All right. So, and then Brina, let's see. Wait, you mean men don't want a woman to be running her mouth when she walks through the door? Oh, okay. And she says, good point. I think some people do it for attention, so they focus on them. And Will says, I am leaving. You know, I don't think women want to hear a man's mouth when you walk through the door. So my next question is, and I know it's a loaded one, who do you think complains more? Do you think men complain more, or do you think women complain more? Because
Here we go. Here
I
we
think
go.
men, I'm sorry, but I think men complain more. And I just think that women just are stereotyped to say that they complain more, but I think men can complain more than women. So anybody? Anybody?
I've got to go. Something just came up, so
Okay.
I'll have to
All
jump
right.
off the call. I'm
All right.
Smart
joking.
You
man.
okay?
Smart
Yeah.
man. Smart
Uh-huh.
man.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. See?
I'm,
Uh-huh.
you thought I was
Mm-hmm.
being serious?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you answer the
Complainers, men or
question?
women?
Mm-hmm.
Who
Yeah.
complains more, men
I was
or
about to say
women?
you about to leave me up
Yeah.
here all by myself, huh? That was some.
No.
I was about to be mad at you.
Uh,
That's some bullshit, bro.
um, um, no, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest, I'm not. I'll have to say men as well. I would say. I would say
His shit
men.
already. I'm tired of his shit already.
Okay. And then why? Why? Do not
I don't
listen to
know.
Will. Why?
I think. I don't know. Obviously, because I told you at the start of the show, I'm a complainer. I just think men in general, they go out, they work, it's kind of a, a drag going to work 10, 12 hours a day, coming home. It's kind of like monotonous, and we complain, whereas women seem a bit more positive in life. They're chattier, so there's probably more things to talk about than just complain. I don't know. I don't think there's a right and wrong answer to this. Obviously, it's just my opinion.
Okay, all right. Crucible, welcome.
Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? I'm a little bit late, but it sounds like I picked up on the thread here. It sounds like it might be a little one-sided. I'm seeing in the chat there that Will might be in some trouble here. I don't know if I'm going to save him or not, but I think men and women, they pretty much complain equally. I think where the difference might be is what they complain about. Obviously, men and women lead very different lives. Women are typically responsible for the child rearing elements of things, or at least, the day-to-day heavy lifting. I know that's less the case these days, that things are less traditional and both spouses are working. So it is more shared today. But generally speaking, children gravitate to their mother. That maternal thing is not something a man can replicate. And I think kids pick up on that. But they also just lead very different lives in terms of what they face every day. And I don't want to devolve too much into, sexism, misogynism, or things like that, but it's real. It may not be as real today as it was 50 years ago, but it's still real. And so I think there's indignities and little grievances that women experience that men don't. Now, men, they go into the workforce every day. Let's maybe go back a couple decades when they were the primary earner. They're facing all kinds of things in their world every day that women probably don't face. So I don't think there's such a thing as a human being that doesn't have something to complain about. Some of us keep it to ourselves. Some of us aren't able to. But I think the difference is what we complain about. I don't think it's possible for a human being not to have something to complain about. It's how that manifests itself, how it gets communicated, how often it gets communicated, and just what it is you're complaining about. That would be where I would come down on it.
This is true, but some people complain where it's to the point where it's exhausting. And before you came in, we were talking about chronic complainers versus people who just vent versus people who complain and they actually have a solution. But most of the conversation has been on people who are chronic that that can just totally suck the air out of the room, and no matter what you do, those people are just not happy. So I am Olayek. I'm sorry, I'll say Monique because I know I mess up your name. So Monique, do you want to respond to anything that any of the guys have said?
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I really want to talk on what Crucible talks about. Yeah, we women, we are so full of so many things, so activities. Easy to take care of the man, take care of the child, or if you are not married yet, a lot of responsibility are on you. But I will still say that we women, we complain. Men complain, but they hide their feelings at times. They just want to be men. Let me be man. Let me just let it go. But inside them is haunting them, is paining them. They might not want to speak up. But we women, because of our flexibility, because of the way we are wired, because of who we are, we might just be able to show our emotion. Like I need to, like a mother, I need to take care of my baby, and my man is sitting down there not helping me out. I need to show my emotion, man. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. I have to. The man will say, chill, calm down, woman, calm down. But that is just, I just have to complain to it, right? As a woman, but I'm just saying that it doesn't help. Whether you are a man or a woman complaining, if you nag too much, if you complain too much, you enter into nagging and you just get exhausted. You just have to.
Okay, we lost you. We lost you. So are you there?
It's good to complain, but you don't just have to let it be too much to get exhausting, to make you have a headache, to make you leave the environment, to make you feel like I don't want to find myself in this environment. Let me just find a place to stay, to have a peace. You understand? Whether you're a man or a woman, any of you, any gender you are, you just have to limit your complaint. Just let it be reduced. It's normal for human being to complain, right? Yeah, it's very, very normal, but just have it, let it have a percentage. Don't overdo it, and don't let it be too much. That is just what I would say about it.
Okay, chill.
Yeah.
Chill, Will.
You
You
did.
there?
She damn don't quit. What she basically saying? Shut up, all. Don't get her shut up. Sometime I ain't telling you what to do, but it'd be smart for you to shut the hell up sometimes, because you overdoing it. Damn it! I just came home from work. I done made all this damn money. I done paid all the bills. What else you want? Oh, you want some time too? Okay, you want some time? How about the weekend? Oh, it ain't good
Okay,
enough
all
because
right,
your
and
son.
okay,
'Cause
okay,
how about the
and the
weekend?
okay, and how about this? So while you've been at work, and yes, you're making money, I'm at home. If you are a stay-at-home mom, whatever, I'm at
When I
home taking
appreciate that,
care.
that's the best job in the world.
I'm
I ain't never said that.
I'm
Now, come on
I
now.
am at home
See, this
and
what
I'm
I'm talking
taking care
about.
of these
You talk,
kids,
see
and I'm
what I'm
cleaning the
saying?
house,
See,
and I
there
am
we go.
cleaning up
Here we
after
go. Here we
you,
go. Here
and
we go. Here we go.
and
Here we go.
picking
Keep
up
go.
your
Go. Okay.
clothes that you left on the floor, and so
And I pay for the
yep,
washing machine you about to put them in, that
and
basket
I
you about
am
to put them
washing
in,
the
and the
clothes,
house
and
that they put in, and
I'm
the
washing
rug.
your funky clothes that are going into the washing machine. So, so yes, Angie, he did set
See,
himself up for that. See, Angie is even
see,
co-signing for me. See,
what's
and
funny?
Brina,
See, what's bringing
and Brina,
Angie?
thank you.
Oh, it's funny, huh? This shit funny
See,
to them, huh?
see, cause
Oh no, but this is
you
what I'm
opened
saying.
the door. I bought the
No,
washing
y'all open the
machine.
door.
I bought
I
the
bought the
washing
bed. I
machine,
bought it. I got the
and
house.
and
I done
I
bought the whole damn
I
house. The rug, that the floor, the clock. I
and
bought the bed. I
who's
done bought all
cleaning
of this shit.
okay, you bought the bed that you want to do the bump and nasty in.
Now
Yeah,
you know
you
you
bought the
can't get
bed.
enough of Sweet Willie. Come on, that's why you
See,
asking now. That's why you mad now.
See,
So when I go lay it down, you all happy and shit. When I lay it down, you happy. You come out, you cooking and cleaning and shit.
See,
You twirling, you
see,
prancing.
see, see,
You doing the bankhead. You listen to church music.
Thank
All
you,
of that.
thank you, Brina. One-time purchase versus consistent maintaining of said purchase.
Oh man, well that's the hell. Well, you know what? Let me do the damn the maintaining. Then go ahead. You spend $200,000 on the damn house. I'll make that trade.
All right.
Every day.
Let me spend the $200,000 so I can tell your behind to get out. So see,
I don't know. See, I didn't do that. I ain't did none of that. I would never tell nobody to get out. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. You can have this damn house.
Juju, thank you. Telling him like it is.
You done complain so much.
You.
You done complain so much. Get on my damn nerves so much. I would leave my own damn house I paid for and go to my mama house.
Good.
To get the hell away from
get out. Leave.
Go my damn nerves.
Leave.
God damn, it ain't no more.
Get out.
You don't get no worse than that. I done paid $200,000 to get away from your ass and make sure you have somewhere to stay. So your ass cannot go over my mama house.
Good. And I got my $200,000. Keep your ass
Stay
away house.
Your ass. Yep. And I'm gonna go get a whole damn a studio apartment on the other side of town just so I can stay away from the hell of your ass because I'm tired.
Monique, thank you. Monique is saying, Mama house, that's right. Go run home to mama. Yep, because that is what men do. They run home to their mama. And Angie says your mama can wipe
she
your
can't
ass.
stand your ass neither.
Wait. I'm sorry. Angie
she can't stand your ass neither.
Your mama can wipe your arse for you. So you go. Most men,
my mama
run
told me
home to your mama. Run.
Yeah.
Brina, I'm telling you.
Coincidentally, they complaining, they bitching and complaining too. I told you I ain't like her ass. I told you not to get mad at her ass in the first place. I was like, damn.
But you know what? That's okay because while you at your mama's house, I got your house. So bye. See ya. Bye.
See what I'm saying? Not tell me who complained the most. But all right. Now we've assessed the situation.
That's right, Juju. Ooh la la. Yep.
I'm over here. I'm through. I'm over with it. And let's see who keep going. Now who complained the most? I'm just that
That's
whole
okay.
experiment right there.
I got a house. I got a house and a rug and a washing machine. I got a house, the rug, and the washing machine. I got the house, the rug, and the washing machine.
See, see how petty how this is. It get petty. They start singing to your ass
wait,
too.
you're going home
They start
to
singing
your
to
mama.
you.
You're going home to your mama. So who is petty? Huh? Who is petty? You're running
getting the
home
hell
to
up
your
outta here.
mommy. She keeps talking
See?
too much. Mommy, I'm gonna live with you.
Stressing me the hell out. I'll pay the bills wherever I go.
That's okay. That's
Shit.
okay. I got the house, the rug, and the washing machine. And the bed.
Yeah, you can have the bed
And
too. I can sleep on the goddamn floor in the basement.
No,
Leave me the fuck
you're gonna
alone.
sleep. You're gonna sleep with your mama. And Angie says, "Ta-ta, sweet Willie."
Sleeping
That's
on
right.
the couch.
Ta-ta.
I sleep on the couch at
the
your
whoever
mama's
house.
at my sister's house.
No. Now it's your sister. Oh, so you live in your mama's house to go to your sister's house. Oh, okay.
Cause she get on my damn nerves. Yeah. Absolutely. As long as I'm paying the bills wherever I'm at, I'm good. I'm not getting well away from you.
And
I pull my weight.
And Monique says, just like baby, you are chill. So Chill, you open the door. You open the door. I'm sorry.
I just need to prove a point, and I think I proved it.
No, you didn't. No, you
More.
didn't. No, I proved that I got the house, the rug, and the washing machine.
You can have it. I just want to get the hell away. You can have it.
And
why you still over here talking shit? I'm going. You still calling me on the phone, talking about I got your $200,000 house. Your mama house, Mama's boy.
Believe
your
me,
mama
I
house,
will not
Mama's
be
boy.
calling you. I will not be calling you. I won't be calling you.
You're gonna be like that when it's coming. When it first comes, that bill. Do you want to pay them bills?
And Angie says, Pandora's box, you flip that wide open. Thank you, Angie. Thank you.
Well, she asked the question, Angie.
No, Monique
she asked
said
the
something.
question.
And you know, Monique
man
said
or
something.
woman?
Right, but Monique said something, and you were trying to get smart, and now it backfired.
Monique knew though.
See?
No, I didn't. I just need to prove a point. Oh gosh. I don't know if I can't prove my point more than I did already.
Yeah, don't think you did. So on that note, do our two other men on the panel want to answer, either Crucible or Bob? Would you guys like to jump in?
I think Will makes a decent point here. I'm going to kind of stereotype a little bit here, and I'm just kind of trying to get some insight into what the real situation might be here. I think what tends to happen, and this is a broad generalization about women, and I know there's going to be some pushback, so have at it, ladies. It may not necessarily be complaining when women are talking. What I think, and there was a celebrity, I can't remember if it was a sports guy or if it was an actor. I believe it was an African-American guy. It was about a week ago, and it was in the New York Post, and he made a comment, he made one comment that was kind of disparaging of women, and the second comment was, and you all don't know when to shut up. So what I picked up on that from was women, I think, again, this is a generalization, tend to talk more than men. Men are generally, unless they're around other men, they're talking sports or work or shop or something, they're not the most talkative people on the planet. Women, on the other hand, are much more sociable, I believe, and they're much more used to expressing their feelings and talking. And sometimes when a woman is talking, when a man is not in the mood to talk, it can sound like something discordant to them, maybe even like a complaint. They may not be actually formally complaining about any specific thing. They're just talking because that's what women do. It's an old stereotype. I think old stereotypes have some basis in the truth. And so I think what men get fed up with, if that's the right term, is the incessant dialogue that may or may not sound like complaining. It's just something that never goes away. And this celebrity made this comment, and he, rightfully, as you would expect, faced a real shitstorm for it because of the times we live in, and you just can't say that anymore. But I think he was onto something there. And again, it's a generalization, but I think men are just not talkers. Women are talkers. And when you've got that kind of irresistible force meaning the immovable object, there's going to be some sparks that fly. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody in the chat or on the panel, but I think it's a volume thing, not a volume as far as loudness goes, but a content thing. The content overload is such that men just stop listening.
Okay, Crucible.
My man.
Okay, Crucible. So now, see, you're going to try to co-sign for Chill or Sweet Willie or whatever the hell he's calling himself this
Hey,
week.
my mouth is used to is used to writing checks. My ass can't cash. Believe me.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you into this Chill? You talking about this womp 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 and blah blah blah.
I got your back, big dog.
While Crucible is talking, Crucible was talking a lot of blah 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 because women may talk more, but we have something to say. The only reason why men don't say anything because you have nothing to say, and Chill prove that you have nothing to say. So you go blah 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 all you want to because that's all you can say is blah blah blah. We actually have something substantial to say. And you over there hiding in the corner with your mic with your mic off. I see you. I got two eyes and I see you. So you over there hiding in
It's okay to come off the bridge, Ba. It's okay to come off the fence. Come off the fence.
He is over there hiding.
I actually stuck up for women there and said that men complain more, but I think it was more what Crucible Man says. I think that's what I meant, like the same as, it's not, I wouldn't say it's complaining, I think it's just maybe, what's the word that I'm looking for, Crucible, when it's like you just moan before every sentence and you just, it becomes hard work, just talking and doing things.
It's exhausting.
I wouldn't say it's complaining.
Okay, right. And exactly. And I have said before, people who complain are exhausting. They suck the air out of the freaking room. They are exhausting, where you have anything to say besides complain. And I think men tend to do it more than women.
Just an observation.
And I know people who have complained. It's like, oh my God, would you be quiet? And I know women who have complained. Like I said, I had a friend. I had to let her go. Complaining ruins a relationship. It ruins friendships. It ruins work relationships. No one wants to listen to somebody consistently complain over and over and over.
So what would you say that we do then, Solid Blue?
You're saying in terms of men and women or just people that complain, period?
What would you say to complainers?
I would tell them that
you're on the spot.
For me, I would say, shut the fuck up. Or
I know, but then you're suppressing their feelings.
No, because if you tell somebody,
if I told you now, Solid Blue, if I just told you to shut the hell up. You shut the hell up. Shut up.
If you tell me to shut the hell up because I'm complaining consistently, and I'm one of those people who every single time you see me, you're complaining. This isn't right. You're complaining about this. Look at someone's hair. Look, oh my God, I'm in the store and the line is too long. You turn around, you're like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. And those people know why you are saying it. They know exactly why you're saying shut the fuck up because you complain too damn much. Shut the fuck up.
Oh man,
I'll give you that one.
And you can say that I'm rude. You can say whatever the hell you want to. But if after I've been listening to your ass complain for the last week, or the last day, or we're out in a group or whatever, and you're that one person, the waiter is doing this, or this is wrong, or this is wrong. Shut the hell up.
It sounds like somebody wife to me.
Well, I don't have to tell my husband to shut the hell up because he doesn't do that.
Here, I've just thought of something. This is a Baramu light bulb has just gone off while I've been listening. Side note, how about we stop saying men and women and blacks and whites? I think that would be a good thing a president to set in life. It's just something that's came out of my head. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think if society stops using generalizations, we would probably have better lives. Probably a different show.
Well, I mean, I don't
But
think anybody
I
was
don't know
talking
if you
about.
ever.
I don't think
Yeah, I
anybody
don't
was
think
talking
nobody.
about black or white or anything. I'm just talking about
no,
people's actual
no.
complaint.
I'm just
Period.
no. I'm just saying, like, see how you said. So, who complains more, men or women? I've seen this a lot, not just on your show, but in general in life, when the media or anyone, not just the media, says men do this and women do this, but it's not all men, it's not all women, it's not all whites, it's not all black. So I think
True.
that's quite I mean, I'm sure you've probably done a show on this in the past, but it's just come into my head. Just ignore me. I'm just thinking out loud.
No, you right to some degree, but let me tell you something, Bob. If you see some fried chicken on the table, that's some really good, well fried chicken, and you understand that it's sitting right there, and you got a room for the people, and they all kind of disperse evenly. And the first one to that table, if they so happen to be of the African American descent, now I love white folks love fried chicken too. But we're gonna discount the people at that table. It might be a little bit disproportionate, and then I can say I can see that. Sometimes it's just gonna be like that. That's all right. That's all right. Or maybe not fried chicken, but sweet potato pie. That's even more kind of cultural. Yeah, it's some
For
good
sweet,
sweet potato pie on
sweet
the
potato
table.
pie, yeah, because the sweet
Yeah,
potato pie, we
yeah,
will really be
yeah.
going
That's
at it.
more cultural. Yeah, that's
Yes, that's more
yeah. So
cultural.
yeah,
We do sweet
yeah.
a sweet potato pie, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
if you see a good brand of sweet potato pie on there, it might not be touched until somebody black say, "Ooh, that potato pie good as hell." You hear that? You just might see a whole. But so some things we can celebrate. Are we don't have to necessarily not. We don't disregard our differences. To some degree, it's okay to because we speak in law of averages most times. It's a given that we're not talking about every white or black person, or every man or woman, here. We just, for the fun of it, who complains more, who we think, I mean, it's Crucible he tried to go the equal route, but I mean, sometimes women do have some mode to complain. If you're not a good communicator and I want to communicate, then I'm gonna complain about you not being a good communicator. Then obviously the dude that doesn't communicate gonna be like, why don't you shut the hell up? Because he don't communicate. His men typically don't communicate. Like I see a problem, I'm gonna fix it, or if I can't fix it, I'm gonna shut the hell up. Period. I'm not about to run around the house complaining about it. If I can't do nothing, don't come to me all week complaining about it until I can fix it. I can only fix it. So I mean, but there might be other line and reasons why people do that. But I mean, I think everybody definitely complains. I mean, if it was sports and it was the Browns, I might be complaining every day. Or LeBron James, I might be complaining about him. We talk about him every day in my chat, and the women don't even care. They want me to shut the hell up because you don't want to hear about sports. So it is some credence to what Crucible said. But for the most part, I mean, I think it's okay to recognize our differences because it's just they are there. You can't ignore them. Typically, though, I understand what you're saying though, but it's a double-edged sword. I feel like.
okay, all right. So
Did I hear the Tooth Fairy
Crucible.
show up? Somebody got the Tooth Fairy. Peter Pan or somebody showed up in the back. Who got the chimes back there? That's you, Solid Blue? Somebody has some chimes somewhere. I ain't just heard that in my
No
background.
chimes here. No chimes here. Must be your conscience resting on your shoulder telling you to recognize.
They might be telling me to tell somebody to shut the hell up, but I ain't gonna say that.
Okay, and Monique says, understand our differences. That's right. All right. Okay. So you guys, this has been enlightening and entertaining, and hopefully it was educational for one particular person on the panel. We won't mention any names. So on that note, I'm gonna go around the room. Anybody want to give their 2 cents? Any words of wisdom? Monique, I'm gonna start with you. Monique, I'm gonna start with you. Do you have any words of wisdom so I can wrap this up? Anything last you want to say?
Yeah, I think just touch on the Bambram Edward. Yeah, the guy have said it all. Yeah, we just have to understand our differences. Once we understand our differences, it will be more better. Sorry, I don't have to go right now.
Okay. And Juju, you are not funny. I'm just letting you know. Okay, you are not funny. That is not funny. All right, Crucible. Any last words?
Yeah, I think I think Chill makes a really good point. We are very different. All of us on this planet, men and women, blacks and whites. We are different, and we approach things differently. And I think it's important to acknowledge those things. But I think it's also important, just as a general observation, that when when I am complaining, when I am venting or talking about my problems or talking about some issue, I'm venting or I'm airing my grievances or I'm expressing my feelings. That's how I think. That's what I think I'm doing. But to the other person who's on the other end of it, I'm complaining. Now, if the situation were reversed and somebody was doing the exact same thing, expressing their feelings, tell me about their day, and it was a negative conversation, I would say this person is complaining. But when those same words are coming out of my mouth, I'm just expressing myself. So I think we got to cut people some slack. If we're not willing to be accused of complaining, we shouldn't be so quick to flip the script and find everybody as a complainer, but we're just expressing our feelings. But I think men and women are very, very different. I don't think that's ever going to change. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep complaining about it. So anyway, great show today. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Okay, Bahram or Chill. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. Yeah, tonight's show has been a great one. It's obviously close to home for me because it's something I need to work on. It's been a fun show, really entertaining again, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Okay, and Mr. Chill Will. Do you have? I don't
Yeah,
know if they're words of wisdom, but do you want to say something?
yeah, I got some words. Of course, they're words of wisdom from Sweet Willie himself,
Oh.
ladies. But no, complaining is it's all right. So this is why I didn't complain. Complaining is something that we all typically do. But when it's for me, it's complaining when it's no solution. That's what I kind of feel like complaining is. When there is a solution, and then we talk about it, especially if I'm with someone and then we're in a relationship, we can do something about it. Let's work towards a solution. Solution is a problem. Let's work towards a solution. But if you're just venting, now sometimes you may do something and you did something stupid, and you just like, man, my day, I just need to get this off my chest. My day was horrible. I took that same damn route I told myself I didn't take. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're surprised. Like that it went bad or nothing. You're just literally venting. That's when people mostly, I think, listen. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's stuck in a job and they may not like it, they come home and they got to vent every day. You may have to give your mate a break or your friend a break because it's just, especially to go on and on about it. It's, but my thing is when you can't control it, I typically just don't even think about it. Just don't even complain about it until I'm either willing to change it. If I can't control it, it's just every once in a while you might vent. But that's a big difference. Complaining to me is like just the shit you can control. Like if you don't like your job, leave. If you don't like your husband or your girlfriend or leave leave. Choose happiness. Choose yourself first. And I would say anybody, if it's that bad, sometimes you just gotta choose yourself first. Now there's a point to where you're just going through some ebbs and flows, fine. But man, don't ever be the one that's always complaining and have no solutions. They want to you and put all the problems in you got all the problems. And you might be right. You might be right, but you ain't came up with one damn solution. You know what I'm saying? Or you're not willing to put yourself in harm's way. You want to complain about it, but you're not really be the sacrificial lamb for that solution. That's the worst to be in those rooms. People have problems. Well, we probably should do this. You gonna tell them? You gonna speak up? You go nah, motherfucker. You don't want to complain about it. You speak up. You take on that. You fall on that sword. So yeah, I would just always say everybody just try to be solution more often because I learned that just through life. But other than that, yeah, good seeing your faces and voice, hearing your voices, everybody, the
Here we
smiles. I
are
can feel
on
them on
video
me.
again.
I can feel them on me. I can feel them like the Care Bears hearts towards my face. Yeah, Sweet Willie loves it. But yeah, awesome job, Solid Blue. And you're smiling. I can see you're smiling. You can't help it. Sweet Willie. But yeah, awesome. See y'all later.
All right. So again, I just say you have the people who vent, you have the people who are chronic complainers, and you have the people who complain and they have solutions. And if you vent or rant sometimes, okay, if you are that person who complains and you have a solution, okay. But if you're that chronic complainer that is consistent, constant, maybe, those people should be aware of, they're able to read the room and see that here we go again. This person's complaining. And after a while, you tune them out. And then after a while, it's like, okay, they have now, they're over here and you're over there. And that's just the way it is. And, it's like that chasm that has been created because someone is complaining consistently all the time, whether it be on the job, whether it be on the workforce, whether it be in a relationship, whatever. It can be exhausting and it can suck the air out of the room. And on that note, I had something else I wanted to add. I can't remember what I was going to say. So maybe I should stop talking so much, right, Chill Will? Okay, and Brina, thank you. And thank you, Frankie, for your super chats and your pod beans. I do appreciate it. And everyone, as always, I thank you for the likes. Anybody else have anything they want to say? Anything? If not, I am going to take us out. And always speak your truth and go where the wind takes you. Bye.
Y'all need to apologize. And all the ladies in the chat, I think y'all owe me an apology.
Brina, Angie, you hear that? Juju?
See you, Monique.
Monique. Oh, you an apology? For what?
I need an apology from y'all behavior. Where my kids at? I got about 3 baby mamas in here. Y'all better make sure y'all on this damn phone arguing and complaining. You need to be fixing dinner.
Okay.
Y'all need to learn
Angie
from Monique.
Says, Chill, you are losing your sweetness.
Oh no, I can get it back real quick, baby. While you on the seat watching me.
Yep, your mama is shouting on you for your tea. See? See?
Angie, we don't even drink tea like that. We don't drink tea like that in America. Nobody drink no damn tea, Angie.
Excuse me, Angie.
What, some Lipton?
Every single day.
You bring my mama some Lipton tea.
What?
You bring my mama some Lipton tea, she gonna throw that shit in the sink. What the hell is this, boy? Bring me some coffee.
Hold on.
Bring me some coffee.
Hold on. Lipton tea. I don't know. I don't do Lipton, okay?
Well, I'm saying.
Don't do Lipton, all right? Mm-hmm. I'm a snob.
That's sour tea. Yeah, that's sour tea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want the green and lavender infused mint juice tea, huh? Don't you?
Oh Lord. See?
Oh, she's so that's like a Californian drink. Oh gosh. Chamomile.
What tea is California? Oh,
chamomile orange. Chamomile orange.
That was a California
wheat germ sip.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Maybe you've been hitting those 40s a little bit too much.
Like St. Ives, like Billy D. That's racist. You hear this, Bob? You hear this?
How's that racist?
You hear this, Bob?
Bob says, I have a cup of dandelion tea sitting beside him.
Oh, they got snobs. We got snobs in is that the UK technically? I don't know if that's the UK technically. Yeah, but yeah, we got snobs over there. They got Starbucks over there too. Chamomile, purple chamomile, and peach scented oil tea.
Oh boy, now you are a tea snob. You are against people who Are you a tea hater?
No, I go to Starbucks every single day and get a dragon drink with dragon fruits, coconut milk, and no ice. I do get my frappuccinos, cafe vanilla frappuccino, grande in a Trenta cup, and I like only 2 scoops of vanilla bean powder with the coconut milk. And please include the whipped cream.
Are you
Go where the
done?
wind takes you.
Okay. I already said it. Bob. I said it. I'm not going to say it again. I already said it. And I see Bob.
Yeah, you go, Bob. There you go. Do it. Come on, do it again. They don't like mine. Do it again. Do it again, dog. Do it. Keep doing it. They don't like mine. Let's do it together.
Bye, y'all. Go home. Bye.